Yo, what's good? I'm back. Now, I'm sorry. I was supposed to upload a video for Jaws, but it got a little delayed. So I'll upload that. What's today? Today's Thursday. I'm going to upload this video today, a review for Wednesday Season 2 Part 2 tomorrow, and then Jaws I'll drop Saturday. So sorry for the great delay about Jaws, but word. But yeah, today, man, I'm here to review The Conjuring Last Rites, aka Conjuring 4, aka the finale to the Conjuring movies. Now, I only recently got into the Conjuring. I've mainly been on the Annabelle side, like Annabelle Creation. I really like that movie, and I recently rewatched Annabelle Comes Home. I enjoyed that. The first Annabelle is the only one that I really can't get into, but word. And going into this, I rewatched all of the Conjurings. I'd never seen the original or the sequel. I saw the third one, but it was like when it came out, and I didn't really remember much. So like going into it again, it was like fresh for me. But I really like Conjuring 1. I think it's still the I don't know, like Conjuring 1 and 2 are like really close for me. Because I really liked Conjuring 2. I liked the fact that it took place in the UK. I just felt like the whole vibe of that movie was just awesome. And then the third one, I get where the criticism comes from when it comes to that movie, but I still liked it. I think it was a decent entry, and I don't think it's as bad as people were saying it was. Now, Last Rites. There was a lot of hype going into it, a lot of, propaganda, talking about, people gonna get possessed and, a priest was hired, all this, shit. Hey, at the end of the day, true, we're all, I don't know what you believe. So, I don't want to push my beliefs onto you. But, we're children of God, and that's what it is. So I never really, sorry about that. I don't want to pause this. I never really I've never had a problem with watching these movies because I always feel safe and protected regardless. So, going into this, I wasn't afraid. You know what I'm saying? And most of the time these like supernatural movies don't really frighten me at all. As a kid, yes, I was a little scaredy cat when those trailers would pop up. I would immediately like close my eyes and tell my mom to change the channel or like tweak out. But now that I've matured a bit, it doesn't affect me. So this movie is about the Smurl family. They're getting possessed. Essentially, let's talk about the beginning. It starts off with Ed and Lorraine when they're like younger. Lorraine's pregnant with Judy, and that's when they encounter their first like real serious demon. It is in the shape of this mirror with these three heads on top, and something happens. Lorraine sees something, a vision of the future. Judy, at first she gets stillborn, but then she comes back, and then we cut to the future, and Judy's grown now. She's no longer a little jit. We've seen many different well, not a lot, but a few different variations of Judy. We have the main Judy from the original trilogy, then we have Judy from Annabelle Comes Home, and now we have this new Judy played by her name starts with an M, and I know her last name is Tomlinson. Maria Tomlinson, I think. One of those. I know her name starts with an M, but she was fantastic as Judy. She really embodied that character, and the bond between, her and Lorraine was very beautiful to see. We also have Tony, her boyfriend, who at first, you don't know if you can really trust him or not. You don't really know what his angle is. He's a retired, he quit his job as a cop. They explain it later. Essentially, something happened. He almost died. and it made him realize, oh shit, this shit is serious. You feel what I'm saying? But throughout the movie, he's just trying to get Ed's permission and blessing, because Ed is a little, cautious of him, as any father would be. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, this movie, it's a longer one. It's a longer one. You definitely feel the runtime a little bit. They don't really spend a lot of time with the actual, when it comes to the Smurl family. I feel like they were like kind of like pushed to the sidelines a little bit, which was like upsetting, because going into this, like, everybody's saying, okay, this, the Smurls, like every Conjuring movie, we focus, well, maybe besides the third one, but the other two, the first two, we heavily focus on the family that's being terrorized. But with this one, it's like we got a few scenes, but like that's it. Like it's definitely not as much as it should have been, in my opinion. And it sucks, because I wanted to see more of them. I was intrigued by their dynamics, and I wanted to see more of the haunting. They kind of like brush over a few things. Like at one point, the grandma gets like put in a stretcher and like is wheeled out, and we don't even get to see what happened. They just said that she got pushed down the stairs. So it's like, I feel like I appreciate, I get it. This is the last one. So they're trying to bring it full circle. So they're going to focus heavily on Ed, Lorraine, and specifically Judy, because that's who the demon's after this time around, Judy. But I just wish we would have had a little more time with the actual Smurl family, if you feel what I'm saying. Sorry about that. I'm back. Oh, also, I got a little shape up. You feel what I'm saying? Because I was looking a little bit chips in the last video, I think. But yeah, so the demon, right? There's this weird CGI looking old lady. There's the guy with the axe, the main one, and then there's this like little. There's I think that's the only two we really see. Okay, let me talk about the possession scene at the end of the movie. Judy gets possessed, and I want to say, I think that's when her name is Mia Tomlinson, who plays Judy. I feel like that scene is where she really shined, when Judy gets possessed, bro. I don't know if it's just me, but Judy, when she was possessed like that, she looked like a deadite. Now, if you don't know what that is, the Evil Dead franchise, there's deadites where, humans get possessed by the Necronomicon, which is a book. I don't want to get, too deep into it, but Judy deadass looked like a deadite to me. And visually, she looked sick. Like, that shit was awesome, bro. And she really embodied that. Like, she gave the deadite-ness. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to explain, but like, her performance as like the possessed deadite Judy, that was a highlight. Bro, that demon violated everyone. The dad's ankle gets blown to bits. The dog gets violated. Everybody gets just molested in some way, shape, or form. The oldest daughter, what's her name? Heather and shit. What's her name? Heather and Dawn. Yeah. Heather and Dawn, they try to throw out the mirror. Essentially, the mirror was a gift from the grandpa. He found it somewhere and he gave it to Heather. She didn't like it, so her and Dawn throw it out. And when it gets thrown in the trash, the garbage truck, and like the glass gets smashed, freaking Dawn starts coughing up shards of glass, and she just starts projectile vomiting blood everywhere. It was pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. And I just wish we would have saw more of that, because I enjoyed, I don't know who played them, but whoever played, Dawn and Heather, I really enjoyed their performance on it. I would have liked to see more of them and their dynamic, but unfortunately they get just thrown to the sideline by the end of the movie. Tony, Tony, he turns out to be a good guy. He gets his leg obliterated. So the fact that he was just walking casually at the end of the movie as if he didn't get his shit like blown to smithereens is crazy. But Yeah, Tony almost dies, but he pulls through. He pulls through. Word. He also proposes to Judy, um, and essentially how it ends is, Judy has this little saying, her and Lorraine, like when she sees things to like make it go away. So essentially Lorraine tells Judy, you have to face this, don't run away. They all face it, and they boom. Word. I want to double back like a little bit before, like how Ed and Lorraine have been doing. I feel like I've brushed over that. They don't take cases anymore because Ed's condition has declined over the years, and they're starting to settle down a little bit. They're low-key retired. So the only reason they get back into it is because Father Gordon, who has been in all the movies, I'm pretty sure, he gets murdered, unfortunately. They also bring back the Asian guy for a little cameo, which was nice to see. They even bring back the cop from the first Conjuring who gets his cheek bit. They really, honestly, this truly felt like an end game moment for this franchise. And then the ending, it was a really beautiful ending. It's their Tony and Judy's wedding. We see the characters from the first movie, Murph, Interstellar, the mom from the first movie. We get to see the British girl and the British girl's mom from the second movie. I don't believe we see anyone from The Devil Made Me Do It, which, no shocker there. But we do get to see the first two families, which was a night. Like, I wasn't expecting that. And I think also James Wan, who was the director of the first two, was also there in the crowd, like as a little cameo. So I think that was a really, truly beautiful full circle moment of how Ed and Lorraine have helped all these people throughout the years. I'm pretty sure that room was filled with a bunch of people from different cases that we just didn't get to see. And unfortunately, we probably will never get to see because, this is the final movie. But it seems like they're passing the torch. Like, if they were to continue, they would pass the torch on to Judy and Tony to, continue the franchise if they want to, do a reboot or, a legacy sequel or requel, whatever the hell they be doing. But yeah, I definitely, Lorraine has a dream, and it's essentially, the map out of the rest of their life. And it's very peaceful, beautiful. They become grandparents. Judy and Tony have a kid, multiple kids, and they just live out their days peacefully while also still helping people, not physically there, but, through the phone and stuff. And honestly, I think that that ending was like, ooh, it was very heartfelt, very heartwarming, very beautiful. And I'm glad that they got to have their happy ending, So I think that was very beautiful. The ending was probably the highlight for me. Like, only like people who've seen the previous movies will really get it, because they show the people from the previous movies, and some people are like, who are these niggas? You know what I'm saying? But to the people that's locked in, like I've been for the past few weeks that I've been catching up, it was like, wow, man, like shit, I wasn't expecting y'all to pop out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's pretty much about it. I think I covered everything that I really wanted to cover. This movie was pretty solid, pretty. I'm sorry if I had the camera a little low this entire time. My apologies. I need to work on my camera angles. I keep it like down here because it's like comfortable for my arm, but I need to lock in. Sorry. But yeah, man, this has been my review for Conjuring Last Rites, first movie of September. Very strong start. Next movie I see will be Demon Slayer. That's gonna be a fun one. Word. But yeah, man, that's it. I'm the Hero Light Legend, Tari Figueroa, signing out. Peace.